Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. It's Wednesday, hump day. You all remember that commercial? That commercial with the camels when they were saying it was hump day? It's hump day. It's hump day. It's Wednesday, hump day. A lot of stuff happening in our lives, right? A lot of stuff happening in our lives, a lot of stuff happening in this here market. Uh, you can be following everything and everything be going just dandy. Next thing you know, somebody makes a statement, all random as such, and your trade goes into the pot. You're like, what in the whole world? What in the whole world? So let's look. I'm looking at, well, I kind of want to see what SPX did yesterday. Let's start there. SPX, XPY, XSP, those are all the same people. Good morning, everybody. I sure hope that all are well this morning. Hi. Good morning. It's Wednesday. Good old hump day. This is SPX. Put it on we can look at the daily chart first. Big old monster green candle for yesterday. Up, away. 56.67. I think we went to some new all-time highs, basically. But we are definitely in the resistance zone. Get in the zone. We're definitely in the zone, but we're bullish on all the time frames. Let's look at what the price action looked like yesterday. Basically, it started here. Let me stretch it out a bit so we can all see what's happening. Yesterday started here. Really kind of stayed in a consolidation area until it decided it was ready to get popping at 2:30. At 2:30, this is the 30-minute chart. It decided to get popping. Yeah, that's 2:30, and it went on for an hour and a half. A little bit of good movement there, but it definitely was this chop around, chop around. Basically, was exactly what that was chop, and then finally it decided to get rolling. This is one of those days where, if you're depending on what you're trading, the patience was required. You have to watch it though if you're doing 0 DTE and SPX, these are the kinds that will catch you because you will have consolidated all day, decide you're going to do an iron condor or something that's right there, and then next thing you know, it goes round, right? This is one of the reasons why we do the 1 DTE iron condors. 1 DTE, which means we enter on one day and we exit the next day. 1 DTE iron condors, because you can have a good trade going all day here and not want to use a day trade. And then in the last hour or last 15, 20, 30 minutes, your trade goes haywire and a good trade is no longer good. We don't like it when it does that. Don't like it when it does that. But from what I can tell, the semiconductors this morning is in trouble. Let me put us on some extended time because my MU trade, I'm in Micron, and Micron dropped. I think I put something in our Telegram about, I guess Trump made a statement about something to do with the semiconductors, and now everything fell all off. Let me see if y'all can see it on my screen. Global chip stocks fell sharply with ASML, Nvidia, TSMC hit amid reports of tighter export restrictions from the U.S. and a ramping up of geopolitical tensions. Bloomberg reported on Wednesday that the Biden administration is considering using a wide sweeping rule to clamp down on companies exporting their critical chip-making equipment to China. Donald Trump said Taiwan should pay the U.S. for defense in an interview with Bloomberg Businessweek published on Tuesday. Now, I don't necessarily always agree with what he says, but I do believe that that last statement is true. Taiwan should pay the U.S. for defense. If we're defending a nation that's not ours because they got something there that we want, I personally happen to agree. Again, I ain't a fan, but that right there makes sense. If we're defending somebody, we might need you to, what's the word? Reciprocate. There we go. You might need to reciprocate. If you need our defense, which we want to give you because we want to protect this technology, but I don't think you ought to get that for free because the defense is costly. We know that defense is a costly endeavor. So, Well, that's going to make me go do a little more digging because that's an interesting topic. I've been to Taiwan. It's a very nice place. Y'all know I lived in China for 3 years. It's a nice place. But yeah, I think I agree with that part. Anyway, this is what the morning looks like. As a result of that, Micron has dropped significantly, and Taiwan Semiconductors actually is going to have earnings today. I want to say it's this evening. No, it's tomorrow. Taiwan Semiconductors has earnings tomorrow. Now we do know that what moves these prices in the post market is not options. Just so you know, options trading is not what moves this. This is big companies who are putting a bunch of money on stocks or selling a bunch of stock. That's what this is. This is buying and selling of shares after the market is closed or before the market is open in this case. That's what this is all about. But my Taiwan Semiconductor trade is in trouble. I have a put credit spread at 177.5, 175. And at this point, it's totally breached. Good morning, Janae. Happy midweek. But that's going down. Let's go look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA real quick. Janae, I don't know if you heard me talking about the post I put in our Telegram. This is NVIDIA. It's dropped a bit in the pre-market and then bounced off of this demand area. Bounce right off it. So we'll see what happens with that NVIDIA. And I wanted to look at Meta. Meta can stay on down. I got a call credit spread going on Meta. I don't have no problem with it staying on down here. Come on. There we go. Give me what I'm looking for. Give me what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for. What are we at? 481? 481 on the 30-minute chart. Pre-market kind of did some dancing. It's back down in this demand area. All right, so looks like we already got some stuff that's in the wind. Reddit was waiting for NVIDIA to come down before buying it. Might go below 125 now. Yeah, I think I saw somewhere where it was mentioned if NVIDIA got below 122, it probably was going down to 100. So you can ride it down and make some money on the way. And then when it gets there, you can get you some. You can buy some. Volatility for this morning is at 13.89. It's up 5%, 5.3%. Yeah, that's the VIX. That's the volatility or the fear index. It's probably going to pop a little bit more. You know, the VIX is it a zero DTE? I know it's a cash settled. I don't know if it's zero DTE, but there are people who trade the VIX. It's got some real wonky expiration dates, but people trade the VIX all the time. People trade the VIX. Yes, they do. Okay, finance. Our calendar this morning doesn't have much going as far as red folders. We got building permits at 8:30, which has already been put out. Housing starts, that was all 8:30, 9 o'clock. FOMC member Barkin will speak 9:15. Industrial production and capacity utilization rate 9:35. FOMC member Waller will speak. And then 10:30 crude oil inventories, 2 o'clock beige book. I feel like I want to see what the building permits numbers look like. And look, if they were 1.45 million, they were expecting 1.4 million. 1.35 million on housing starts, they were expecting 1.3 million. Okay, so those are green numbers, positive. So maybe that'll help bolster what's going on in our semiconductors. Are you serious? Okay, let's go see what Yahoo and Google Finance had to say. Yahoo Finance and CNBC. Nasdaq futures tank over 1% amid China curb fears. Techs are under pressure amid worries about tighter U.S. trading curbs and Trump comments on Taiwan. TSMC falls after Trump says Taiwan should pay for defense. Why do you think the stock would tank? Because he says we should pay for defense. They're not asking TSMC to pay for it. They're asking the country that country to pay for it. Anyway, Apple is convincing. Was it buy the rumor, sell the news? I think that's how it goes. Maybe this is selling the news. How Musk explains his support for EV foes, Trump and Vance. Apple is convincing Wall Street is known how to market AI. AI boom is just beginning. Supermicro computer, SMCI. ASML was who had earnings. Trump backs Bitcoin, small caps rise. The IWM is going ballistic. IWM is like, bruh. It decided to squeeze, and it's been squeezing ever since. It's been squeezing, even though it's pulling back today. But this is what it's done every day. This is IWM. It's like, where are y'all going? These are the candles. IWM will stay in a zone forever. Y'all see this? It'll stay in this zone forever and be like hovering in no man's land, and then decide. This is all consolidation. Basically, what you see here is all consolidation. From 2023, it's been in this same zone since December of 23. So a year and a half, right? December 20, no, we're not December 24, December 23 to December 24, which not quite. So 6 months, 8 months, 7 months, we've been in this zone, and then all of a sudden it decides it's ready to rock. I guess it's okay, except for it's not helping my credit spreads. But besides that, this is what's going on with IWM. It's just doing the squeeze, as they call it. It has come into now some resistance. So let's see. It's current price is at 223. I need it to fall down just a bit because my credit spread is 224, 225. So it can pull on back today. Please take a rest. Take your rest, IWM. Today is the day you can take your rest, and you can run again tomorrow. You can run again tomorrow. There's several gaps. I'll put these on here. Nope, wrong one. So we can see what these. And notice, ain't no bottom wicks. Do y'all, for those who look at candles, there's no bottom wicks on here. Basically, it's opening up and running. Gap and go, it's called, where it basically gaps up and keeps moving. It's not even pausing. This one here, kind of a little bit of a pullback, but it ain't much. It ain't much. It's not pulling back very much. It's just saying, we going for today. All these gaps, though, are going to have to be filled. That's going to be a ride. I'm not sure if anybody on here listens to or is a stratter, but Strat has something called a pivot machine gun. And a pivot machine gun basically is where you have several up days in a row, up, like 4, 5, 6 days in a row. And then at some point, it hits a resistance and drops back through all of those zones and basically stops out everybody on the way. So the reason it would do that, because all these people, as they're trading this as buyers, they move their stops up to the bottom of the next candle. Move your stop to the bottom of the next candle. And then it'll hit something. And then once it hits something, let me see if I can get me a drawing tool. Then once it hits something, whether that's resistance or whatever, then it comes right on back down and runs right through all of these and stops out all these people and comes down to the support. Right? That's called a pivot machine gun. So you got pivot. So basically all the people who are moving their stops, one big hard candle. We saw it last week on I think it was SPX, SPY, those guys on Thursday, where we had during the day, we had a bunch of candles going up. And then at some point in the day, it dropped like a rocket. I want to say it was last Thursday. Might have been Thursday or Friday, Wednesday or Thursday. And it just fell down. This is what you have to be mindful of. And then it'll cover all these gaps at one time. And then we're done, right? Let me see if I can show it on. I'm pretty sure we had it on SPY last week. This is SPY on the daily. I wanted to go to, nope, sorry. We don't want you. We're going back to, I want to say it was last Wednesday or Thursday. Let me turn off this extra time so we can. Is it SPY that it happened on? I think it was. I've gone back too far, I think. I want to say it was one of these days. I think it was SPY. It might have been SPX. Anyway, you end up with a stack, and then it drops off. It drops off and covers and hits a bunch of those things on the way back down. All right, so let's look at who's got. Hey, Abra, and hey, Adeline. Yes, Tanya, have a rest. Take a break. Take a break. Pause. Chill out a bit. That's what you can do. Okay, let's add to the stage. Earnings. I see earnings. Okay, so ASML was this morning. Even though all that happened, I'm not sure if ASML. I didn't even look at them if they got affected by the comment or got affected by their own level of earnings. But ASML is semiconductors. Johnson is this morning. Elevance Health, Ally, Prologis, Synchrony Bank, Bank Core, First Community Corporation. Is that First Norton? That's not First Norton. Would not make sense. Not the way. First Horizon, there we go. And Northern somebody or other. After the market closes, United Airlines. This may be one to watch. It's not called Carnival Cruise Line, which is not an airline. Carnival Cruise Line had started to pop yesterday, but that's in that same space, right? United Airlines is today after close. Alcoa, Discover, Kinder Morgan, Crown Castle. I'm not sure what that one is underneath there. SL Green, Equifax, First Industrial, and Liberty. And then tomorrow morning, we've got Taiwan Semiconductors is going to have earnings tomorrow morning. Nokia, Cintas, Domino's Pizza, DR Horton, Abbott, I think this is Blackstone Group, Infosys, KeyBank, and something else at the bottom, which is being covered up by my little running jobby. Oh, AV Go did have a split. They had a split on Monday. AV Go had a split on Monday. Yeah. Some other people have splits coming up too, I believe. AV Go is now $163. Broadcom is now $163. Yesterday, let me put it on a daily chart. I'll switch over so y'all can see what I see. Yesterday was a red day. The Monday was green, but yesterday was red. Maybe it had gapped up. Yep, this was Monday and a nice little green day. And then Tuesday, it gapped up, but then came back down through all those gains. So maybe people who were holding went ahead and sold. You have to keep in mind when you have these splits, a lot of times they buy or they sell leading into the split, even though this split, like it kind of held steady. This was the sale day. People sold on Thursday and Friday. They sold their shares in anticipation of Monday's split. So this is Thursday, Friday. Both of these are red candles. It doesn't look like it, but this outside of this is red. And then Monday was a green candle, and then Tuesday was red again. Red again. Okay. Let's go look at Adam's numbers. Yesterday, my target in SPX was 5670, which I said was a substantial resistance zone. ES or SPX agreed, and we hit 5668.5 and dipped back to 5607 support again. Plan today, 5615 to 19 is resistance. The bulls must reclaim fast on the back test to rally. If it rejects, then we're going back down to 55.99 and 55.93 next. XSP 567 on the call credit spread side, 560 on the put credit spread side. The gap between ES and SPX is 53 points. So if you are following Adam, then you need to know that his numbers are 53 points higher than what the SPX is. If you're trading ES, you can look at his numbers one for one if you're doing futures. But if you're trading SPX, then you need to subtract 53 points. I read his newsletter this morning. He definitely has plenty to say. That it's loaded with good stuff. It's just a lot. He definitely says a lot. Okay. But he gave a nice explanation of what is the level to level trading. Level to level trading basically means you're putting levels on your chart. And when you enter a trade, when you get to the next level, you're taking off the majority of your profits. So if you're trading one contract, of course, you get to the next level, you take it all off. But if you're trading more than one, then you start to take off in pieces. So that way you're not holding the bag as it goes up level to level. And then if it pulls back on you, you're then letting a good green trade go red. He's saying you should be level to level, because for the most part, the market never goes in one direction forever. He said about 10% of the time it does that, and 90% of the time it chops. So you need to have a plan for when you're going to take your profits along the way, because nobody's going to sit in a trade all day long thinking it's just going to run all day. Now, there are days when it does. Even those days it pulls back. So he was saying when you're trading, you need to have your levels and then go level to level in order to take your profits off and be profitable. Looks like AVGO had a drop too in the pre-market. It is currently at 163. It closed yesterday at 169. This is the kind of stuff you can't anticipate, that you're going to be in a trade that looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and then overnight somebody says something, or yesterday says something, and your trade goes yeah, level to level. Basically, he sets these levels. He says that and in his newsletter, there's a lot more levels. I mean, literally a lot more levels. He tells you what's happening at each level. He'll say, at this level, this is basically a support area. This level was the previous month's high. This level was, he will go detailed. And that newsletter is totally detailed. For those who get it, it's very detailed and worth the money. But it's not a cheap newsletter, and I can totally see why, because there's a lot in it. There's a lot in it, a lot to read and deal with. Okay, so that was Adam's numbers. Y'all know we are having our credit spreads masterclass next Saturday on the 27th. The credit spreads masterclass we're going to have. I say a 2-hour session is probably going to go about 3, because there's a lot of material that I want to cover, and I want to make sure we cover it fully for anybody who signs up. So tell the people that we're having the class, and if you pass the word to somebody else, you can get in on $20 back, or $20 for you, if you tell other people about the class and they register. Putting it in the comments. Credit fit spreads master class at educator2trader.com. Okay, go ahead and get yourself registered for that. Well, let's go look at some stuff. What do we have stock wise that we want to look at? I've looked at a few this morning. Oh, I said I was going to go look at Carnival Cruise Lines. Ooh, it had a pop yesterday. This was yesterday's pop. Carnival Cruise Lines. It gapped up here and went right on about its way. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. You know what I need? I'd like to see this, but I don't want the boxes. The boxes to me make my chart look all crowded. Display strat combo boxes. Nope, I don't want those. Okay, so why are you still here? Okay. Anyway, this is Carnival Cruise Lines. Looking like a put credit spread. Some of our put credit spreads may be in jeopardy. Now it's Wednesday and your trades don't expire till Friday. You got 2 choices, right? The one choice is to follow whatever stop loss plan you have. And that stop loss plan may say if it gets to 3x what you took in premiums, then you go ahead and close it. That's what I've been working really hard to use all the time. The other one is that you say, okay, it's Wednesday. We've got 2 more days of theta decay. So I may just wait and let theta help me. Yes, I think it's called fading a trade too, Jamie. So So I feel like you can do with one or the other. You can say, okay, it's at 3x my premium, so I'm going to close it here. Or you can say, I'm going to wait till we get a little closer and see what the next couple days does. Basically, as sellers, we just need the stock to be above our strike price at expiration. So if it's Wednesday and you're expiring on Friday, you can see recovery over Wednesday, recovery over Thursday, recovery even over Friday. You don't know what's going to happen. So if one thought is you don't want to close your trade prematurely. The other thought is that you don't want to hold on to a trade that you could have gotten out at one time and you're waiting and hoping and it didn't get out. So you have to decide for yourself based on your charting, and you're looking to decide whether it is I'm going to hold on till closer to expiration, or I'm going to strictly follow a 2x 3x rule, and then if it worked out, then I'll get back in or something. That can be your thoughts as well. Or exit and then move down to a different strike. You could do that too. So it's a personal choice, but you need to have a thought in mind ahead of time. Like, don't wait till we're in the midst of it and then be like, what's what, right? Janae says, I just realized there's a mini rut 2000 NTS I can't find, but I can't find the rut. Jamie, do you know the ticker for rut in TradeStation? If you know the ticker for rut in TradeStation, maybe you can help Janae with that. Okay, so I see support here in Carnival Cruise Lines. The support is at 18 and some change, 1872. Let's go. I'm going to bring up let's bring up the trade area, and I'll pull it into the screen so we can see. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. I want this one, the setup. I have to change this back to smaller size when it's just me, because otherwise the boxes are too large for my laptop screen. But when I'm at home and I'm on this, okay. No, when I'm at home and I'm on the big monitor, I make it bigger for everybody to be able to see. Carnival Cruise Lines. Go to the single life. Put credit spread down at 18. There's an 88% probability out of the money for Friday's expiration. It may not have much money there because it's Wednesday. We'll see when the market opens, but 17.518 shows a whole 1 cent. No, that is not what we want. 2 cents if you widen the spread. The only thing you can look at is actually it closed yesterday at 19.18. It's currently at 18 and some change. So that's going to give you a little bit different money when the market opens. But definitely we don't want anything less than 10%, nothing less than 10% in returns on the premiums. Now you could say, okay, it's Wednesday. I'm willing for Carnival Cruise Lines to go out another week. I'll go out another week. 78% is still 18. So if you decide I want to go out another week, we'll maybe do something a little different. That pays $8. I'm not super fan of that either. Again, the market when it opens may be more money if you want to do Carnival Cruise Lines. Of course, you can look at Carnival Cruise Lines and say, well, I might not want it as a seller, but I might want to get in as a buyer. If you want to get in as a buyer, then we've got a different set of things to look at, different set of criteria. That was yesterday's day. So now there's no trigger basically on the daily at this point. The trigger would have been yesterday. So now you'd have to go down to a smaller time frame and to see when a trigger pops in to let you know that there's something you could potentially do. So this is a 2 down. You would need it to come back past this in order for the trigger on the 30-minute. On the 30-minute chart, you'd need it to trigger past. You need it to trigger higher than 1924 before you went going up some more. Okay, this is a 2 up and 2 down. So it needs to trigger another up going past that 1924 if you're going to enter it going as a call. If you wanted to do a call. Let's look at Dale. Let's look at Dale. I have a Dale put credit spread, I think, that is, it fell down with 120. It's at 128.98 in the pre-market. It closed at 134, so it's down about $5 or $6 in the pre-market at this point. 134. Where's the how come it doesn't show me? I have it off of the pre-market on the chart. Doesn't mean it shouldn't show me the price. Anyway, the bid ask up here is 128.98, 129.21. So it's really down in this area. Currently, it's hanging down in here. If we're looking on the daily chart, what trade are you doing on Dale? Asleen, good morning, Miss Barbara. How you doing, girlfriend? Looking at some support, even though this looks like it's kind of pulling downwards. Let's see, we probably have a trend line going down like this, like so, as Tabitha says. Like that, like so. So I would look at, again, the setup is really up here, resistance area, resistance zone, but there's also one right in the 137 area. So we're down below there, 137.67 for Dale. Let me go to this week. We can look at the single. Now, Wednesday with PeakBot, they start giving you next week's expirations on Wednesdays. They don't do this week's expirations. So let's see. What did I say? I would probably go at least 136, maybe 137. Now, that's based on yesterday's closing. Plus minus 4. Well, I guess that's still right. Plus minus 4.6 or 5. If you add 4 to this, you're at 135. That's about right. 135, 136, 37, somewhere in there. 136 is paying $37. You said you have a call, decide whether you should sell it. Well, I'm not sure what the expiration is, but it's dropped 5 points in the pre-market. So I'm not sure if you got this coming Friday, you might definitely consider it. If you got more time, you might give it some time to recover. But at this point, I don't know. But now this call credit spread on Dale for 136 between the day and tomorrow is looking a little inviting. It's looking a little inviting. I'm grabbing my paper because I'm going to look at it again. I'll look at it again. Okay. Oh, Jamie, you weren't able to find RUT inside of TradeStation either, huh? Let's look at UPS. Lord, Lisa, we haven't looked at UPS in a while. Lisa, I wanted to find out. You said you weren't getting the alerts. Are you not receiving them, or you haven't signed up to get them? Because I wasn't sure if it was you weren't getting them because they weren't coming. Yeah, write it down. Yes, I got to write it down. CCS. Let me make sure I put down what I saw. You know what I didn't look at, and I might want to, is to see what on Dale, if there's some opportunity under the bottom. 128 is good support in there. There's also something right in here in the 132 area, but it's below 132. 128 and some change, 128.84 is some support. Let's go back to this trade area and see. We're still on Dale. Yes, we are. 127. 127 is a 78%. 126 if you were feeling a little nervous. So if you went 128 and then subtracted the 5, that's at 123. So I probably would do that. I would wait till the market opens and see what's down there. That's not going to give us accurate money right now. But that may be worth a look. Worth a look. He said we were looking at UPS. I decided to look at UPS. Lisa had mentioned UPS in a while. Not sure if you're still trading it regularly. I know that's UPS is going on by its way. This is UPS on the daily chart. Hope you've been doing some put credit spreads. These gaps, I believe, are filled. Let me drag it to make sure. Yep, that gap is filled and that gap is filled. So it had two gaps up here from in May that needed to be filled, and it has finished those off. We can update our chart. I hadn't charted at UPS in a minute. You hadn't asked for UPS in a while, Lisa. Looks like this is a triple bottom. As soon as it hit this three bottom, boom, 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 then it went on about its way. Y'all see that? The triple bottom? Touch, touch, touch. And then and up, up, away. It is coming into some resistance though. Monthly resistance, 149. 149.08. It is coming into that. It's a couple of dollars away from it, $1.50 away from it, but it is coming into that. But it has some gaps that will need filling on the way back down. So let's identify those. There's a gap. Now these have been partially filled by the subsequent day's price action, but the entire gap, I'm just identifying the entire gap. Oh, you got it resolved. Yay. I love it. Be careful with UPS. It doesn't have the volume. Got you. Lisa works for UPS and she trades it. So I was just going there for the minute. I spoke to Dylan. It's resolved. Thank you, Lisa, for following through with Dylan. That's who manages us. And he is so responsive. I really like the fact that they're so responsive to those of us who are in their ecosystem. Okay, so this is SPY. This is SPY on the daily chart. It's got a 2 up on the day, but it didn't close above the high of the previous day. But it's got it's got a 2 up. This gap was filled and that gap is filled. So let me see what we got on a smaller time frame. Oracle is breached. Well, almost all the anything that's in tech right now seems to be breached. Seems like anything semiconductor or tech based is breached right now. This is SPY. We've got some support here. Right in the middle of that gap, 562. But I think it made a new high yesterday of 565. So you either can use your fib extensions or watch and trade it on shorter time frames. That's something you can do. I'm not doing SPY on the daily iron condors because on our daily condors because of the fact that SPY seem like it breached too often. Yeah, per our PCS, that PCS list, of course, goes with the 67-day moving 50-day moving average, and I don't think that they took into account that Trump was going to start talking about semiconductors partway through the week. Because my Taiwan Semiconductor and my Micron trade, both of those trades came off the trend spread list. And I think Taiwan Semiconductors on Monday was number 1 on the list. Again, nobody was anticipating that Tuesday afternoon somebody would start talking about semiconductors. So I think you were saying one time, Janae, about, staying away from the tech or whatever, that there's a lot happening in tech. And there's so many other things that you can work. Like in my Carvana trade, I had Carvana also, and it closed yesterday. So, we might want to look at other things. Oh, speaking of other things, has anybody bought anything from Amazon? How many of y'all are Amazon shopping? I've been shopping. Not really too much. My CMOS came yesterday. It is soaking at this point. But look at Amazon yesterday. Ay, ay, ay. If anybody who was in a put credit spread for Amazon, I think Tanya was looking at it. It should be definitely ready to close. If you entered early in the day, it should be ready to close. But my sea moss came yesterday. I've got it soaking, and maybe I'm gonna try to make me some sea moss gel and some sea moss smoothies. I had a sea moss smoothie at the farmers market, and it was way too delicious. I was like, this right here is just too good to be good for you. Um, you didn't buy anything. Jamie inspired you. Okay, well, you know what? Use that to help you. Janae says political risk, a type of risk faced by investors, events. Oh yeah, definitely, all of that. Oh, this is not Amazon. I got something else on the screen. I was looking at AMN. I don't know who they are. This is Amazon yesterday. Not quite the same, huh? It looks a little different. Looks a little different here. Come on. There we go. This was Amazon yesterday. It did pop up. It gapped up and then came back down. So it is 2 up on the day, but it's not. It wasn't what's called enforce because it's not. It didn't close above it. Janae says I'm debating on what to get, if anything, from Amazon. Yeah, I needed some. I need some. My son bought me some. Not Air Force Ones, the Nike Dunks Low. He bought me high tops. So my son bought me those green and white ones. Y'all might have seen them in the picture that I was in. My son bought me those. So I had them on Sunday at church and Saturday at church because I go to church on a Saturday. I go to Saturday service. And after it was over, we went to dinner and he was like, "You need some crease protectors for your shoes." And I was like, I thought about that, but I didn't want the plastic ones. And he says, "Well, they got soft ones, Mom." So I went looking for some crease protectors. So that's what I did buy. It's in my cart. I haven't pushed the button yet. This is the list as Janae was just saying that Oracle is breached. Amazon is currently at 191. It is not breached, but it is about $1 and some change away. DocuSign and Zoom probably are doing fine because they were called credit spreads. Cisco may be breached on that bottom side. I wouldn't be shocked if that one, Cisco, because it falls into that tech space that may be being hit by everybody else. Okay. Chart your way to 100K. You get a free charting cheat sheet for those who need to see charting, need to know charting, all those good things. Chart your way to 100K.com will give you your free cheat sheet. Chart your way to 100K.com. Where am I? Something is running. I don't know where that is. What? I don't even have Instagram. I don't have YouTube even running. La la la. I have no clue what's running right now. Can y'all hear that? I have no clue. Oh, maybe that's it. I think that's it. Okay. Whew. What in the world? What in the world? Okay. Let me go back to where I was because that was shocking. Chart your way to 100K.com is where you can get your free charting cheat sheet. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This is not where I was going. Wanted to go. Make sure I'm. I need to move it. I need to move it. If you are someone who really wants to learn about options, but you're kind of not sure where to start and you don't want to put a bunch of money in while you're figuring it out, while you're figuring it out, then you want to go into Educated Trader and get the options 411. Options 411, intro to options. for $17 at educatortotrader.com. There you go. Options 411. A little inexpensive, quick look. It's probably going to take you 45 minutes to do a watch to see what's going on with it, what's going on in options, to see if this is an area where you want to lean in even further. The E2T membership, we have our morning calls, our monthly coaching calls, our weekly training calls. We have a Telegram group where we hang out together. All the things are happening there. All of that goes together in the membership. You can go to educatortotrader.com in order to join the membership and hang out with us all the time. Okay, I put out a couple videos yesterday. I sent you a message, in anybody who's in any of my emails should have gotten the emails. I sent out a link. I had two videos I uploaded in the last 2 days. One of them is how to use the alerts. Let me take this off for now. How do we use the alerts from the peak bot alerts for the trend spread? How do you use those? That's a video that I have on YouTube. And then I published another video about, okay, this is tripping. All this is slowing things down. Then I published another video about how to do the iron condors. How do you do the iron condors? I have two videos that have been uploaded in the last couple days. I'm trying to go to my channel so that way you can see what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched those videos, you may want to watch them. That way you can see how are we using those trend spread alerts that we're getting from Peakbot, and how are we using the iron condors? How are we entering? How are you picking? The strikes are given to you, but on the trend spread, I do something a little bit different to reduce the spread. So that way you can make sure that you don't have to put a whole bunch of collateral on your spreads. Okay, I'm trying to get this open, but go and watch those videos. Let me put us on. Come. Okay, you're open. That's not what I wanted. Okay, now I need. Oh la la. Are we stuck there? Looks like we're stuck. We don't want to be stuck there. But I need to move the YouTube tab here. Here we go. Here's the YouTube channel. Here's a YouTube channel. These are the two videos that I have. If you go to videos, it's these two right here. The 1 DTE Iron Condor 50% strategy and the how to trade alerts. These are the two videos that I have published in the last couple days. Right? So go take a look at these videos so you can see how do you use the alerts and how do you do the Iron Condor. Right? If you decide you want to trade the Iron Condor strategies or the alerts that are being sent to us, if you want to do that, then this is going to help you with that. Okay? Preguntas? Questions, anybody? Educator to Trader YouTube. Many of you are on here with me in YouTube, but for those of you who are not, let's type it in youtube.com/@educator-to-trader. And if you aren't already subscribed, shame on you. You should be subscribed to the channel by now. You should be subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Every time I look at these pictures, this is a vanity moment, I see the difference between my face in these two pictures. That's to let you know what 65 pounds will do. 65 pounds is where I'm at right now. 65 pounds I threw away, and hopefully I will not go find them again. Looks very different. It always shows up in the face, don't it? The alerts, no, the alerts are for trends. So there's a trend spread alert. I'll post a pic. I'll bring a picture to the screen so you can see what the alerts look like. Are we sharing? Yes, we are. Okay, so the alerts here, you get two sets basically. You get a set of trends. The bottom one to the right is the trend. So it's stocks, but they're giving you alerts for put credit spreads or call credit spreads based on the trends. Up here though, and which is in both, it's on the same page. Then you get the iron condors for just the indices, right? You should go to alerts.usepeakbot.com. They're $5 a week is the alerts. And you get this every day. Actually, this watch list or these alerts are available all day long. This watch list updates every 5 minutes. So whatever time of day that you go and decide you want to look at the trend spreads or you want to look at the indices, you can go at any time. I will say that the iron condors, I think, work best around 12 o'clock because after 12 o'clock, the premiums start to dissipate and you don't get as much in your premiums on the iron condors. But these, the other alerts are for weekly expiration. So you Monday and Tuesday, that's going to give you Friday expiration. I think Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday it goes to the next week. But you can look at those and you have them all day long. All right. Definitely watch those two videos so you can see exactly what there is to do. And then alerts.usepeakbot.com. All righty. All right, I think we're ready for our declaration because we're a little close to market opening. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing more and more each week. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolio. I declare that I am a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. You're welcome, Sandrika. Our prayer, Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. 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 All right. So we've covered all kinds of stuff this morning. Y'all, if you're in semi or tech stocks, definitely keep an eye on those, as will I. Okay. I need to get on the road to go to school so I can go teach teacher. And they have a test on Thursday. They have a test on Thursday and oh my, I won't even go there. I won't even go I won't even go. I'm teaching material that literally is high school, even though we're in college and the kids are whining about how it's too hard. I'm like, are you serious? This is not even college material. This is high school material. Hala. Anyway, woosah. Ooh. I'm going to teach what I'm going to teach. I'm putting the hay down where the goats can get it. Hopefully everybody eats and we're all good, right? I'm going to give them what I got to give them and prayerfully it'll all work out great. So I want us to do 3 things today. Let's stay green, okay? Let's get this money, okay? And let's have a great green day, all right? I will see you all in the market. Send me a message if you need to talk to me about anything. We can talk, all right? Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye, everybody.